If you're like me, you probably wondered at some point, what is it that makes somebody valuable? What makes a person valuable? What makes you valuable? Is it your money? Is it your connections? Is it your fame? What exactly is it? Or is it some combination of all of those things? Yeah, I heard a story one time that kind of put this into perspective for me. It's a story about a Saudi prince, wealthy, and pretty much have anything he wants, and a golf pro. This guy teaches golf for a living, right? Golf pro. So the Saudi prince wants to learn golf. He decides he wants to learn golf for a number of reasons. It'll help him out with his networking, business deals on the golf course, and it seemed like a classy thing to do, prestige maybe. So this Saudi prince reaches out to the golf pro and asks him to give him some lessons. Golf pro agrees to do so. So the prince flies him out, puts him up in the best of accommodations. I mean, a really, really nice hotel. Got some spending cash, the per diem thing. Just laid it all out for him, made him super comfortable. And in exchange for that, looks like I got some water coming up or something. There's some way around this. Wow, it's deep too. I don't think I want to go through that. Nope. We're going back the other way and head down a different path. Water all over the ground out here. It's funny because it hasn't been raining. It's sunny all day. Anyway, so the Saudi prince brings him out, puts him up, lavish accommodations, spending money in his pocket, the best food, the best drink, access to anything he needs while he's there, just so that he can have his mind free and clear while he teaches him how to play golf. So the golf pro stays there for about a month, 30 days, all expenses paid, best accommodations. Teaches the prince how to play golf, tries to up his game a little bit, make him a formidable golf player as much as you can in a month. Anyway, all the best tips, tricks, all that good stuff. And at the end of the month, the Saudi prince is actually pretty good, right? So, he's come a long way. He's thankful for it, so pays the golf pro the agreed upon compensation. So he's paid the man what they agreed on. He's given him all these lavish accommodations so that, his mind would be free and clear. But he still felt the need to give a little bit more. So he tells the golf pro, I'm so thankful for what you did for me. How you helped me learn the game and up my skills. I want to give you a gift. What do you want? Name it. Name your price. Anything you want, I want to give you a gift. And the golf pro thought about that for a second. A couple thoughts went through his mind, That's what he does. I teach golf. That's my job. I do it all the time. Really not much different. Except I had a good time here. Had great accommodations. He paid my rate. I got paid pretty well. Really not much more to ask for. But then on the other hand, I don't want to insult this guy, because when a Saudi prince is offering you a gift, you kind of want to take it. So he thought about it for a minute and he said, you know what? I want a golf club. So the Saudi prince thinks about it for a second. He says, you know what? Your wish is granted. A golf club it is. I'll have it delivered. So the golf pro goes on his way, he goes home. About a week goes by, still no golf club. He's thinking to himself, must be a delay in shipping or something like that. About a month goes by, thinks about that golf club again. He's like, no, maybe he's making a custom golf club for me. And he thought about how he'd get to brag about where the golf club came from. And somebody says, hey, that's a nice club. Where'd you get that from? He could say he got it from the Saudi prince. What would that do for his street cred, right? So about 1 more month goes by, still no golf club. He starts to think, well, maybe the prince forgot or back on his word, but I'm not going to call him. I'm not going to ask for it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a golf club. And just at that moment, there's a knock on the door. He goes to the door, opens the door, and there's this guy standing there with a suit on who says the prince sent him, and he's here to deliver the club. This guy's like, wow. He's kind of excited because he's thinking to himself, this has got to be a nice club. Got to be a nice golf club. So the man in the suit says, just need you to sign these papers. And he's thinking to himself, sign papers for what? Since when do you have to sign papers or register a golf club or something like that? So he asks the guy, he says, sign papers for what? And the man in the suit says, for your golf club. The club that we had built for you. And then right there in that moment is when it clicked. The prince wasn't sending him a golf club that you swing. The prince had actually built him a golf club where people go to play golf. Never saw that coming. But when I think about that story, it's all about value. You know, when I ask the question, where does value come from? Who determines your value? Do you determine your value, or does somebody else determine your value? I think it's a little bit of both. So why do I say that? Value is an internal and an external thing. You can value yourself however you want, but it doesn't mean squat if that doesn't translate into the outside world. See, because in order to get paid or to exchange something for your value, they have to see the values there. But there's a couple lessons in that story, kind of buried in there a little bit, I want to point out. One of them is the internal value thing. This guy had an opportunity to ask for whatever he wanted to ask for, but he decided to ask for a golf club for a number of reasons. Didn't want to ask for too much, wanted to accept the gift, all that good stuff. But think about that for a second. He didn't value his skills very highly, and probably because that's what he does every day. Sometimes what you do every day may not seem so valuable to you, but it might be immensely valuable to somebody else. Somebody else might see more worth in your talent, your knowledge, your skills, your abilities than you do. The opposite could be true. In this case, on the external side, another nugget, that's what the prince saw. You see, it wasn't just about golf, per se. It didn't just teach him how to play, but think about how else that could have benefited the prince. Now, he's got street cred. He could go on the golf course, actually know how to play the game, utilize those skills in that environment, work his deals, increase his social activities, a number of different things he could do. And think about this. He's a prince, right? He's got a reputation to protect. So if he goes out here getting his butt whooped on the golf course all the time, it doesn't really look good to him. Might hurt his pride, might hurt his ego. People might even have some things to say about him behind his back. I mean, after all, he's royalty, and he doesn't know how to play this classic game. So, where's your value come from? What do you have to exchange with the world? I think that's the key. Anytime there's an exchange, it's on the basis of value. So one more point on that. What the value is to someone else externally might not be the same as what it is for a different person. So one person might see you as a little bit valuable because maybe you don't have what they're looking for, what they need, and they don't see it as a worthwhile exchange. But on the other hand, another person might see you as extremely valuable because you got exactly what they're looking for, like the golf pro had for the prince. So in summary, I'll say this. This is a very important part right here. If you feel like people around you don't appreciate you and they don't see your value, two things could be going on. One, you might not be offering much. That's the part that it sucks to hear. Sometimes you do need to step your game up. But on the other hand, it's a good chance you're just around the wrong people. Maybe you need to be around more people who do see your value and are willing to exchange whatever for that value. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And in any case, do something to make yourself better. Because if I know anything, I know this. When we become better people, our world becomes a better place. Peace.